We're back, everyone, and welcome to Week 2 of Mermay. If you're wondering, yes, there is a Week 1. You'll do well to watch that video before this one, so if you haven't yet, go ahead and click that link in the description. If you have, well, then you're ready to dive into Week 2. We have 6 new Argyle Finch entries to look at, as well as a new Pokemon, the Evolution Tumazian Magikarp, which we met last week. Well, that's enough chit-chat. Let's get into the video.
Swim, it said to me. I had snagged it on one of my trolling lines, initially hoping to catch a meal for me and my crew. It fought with such ferocity that I was unaware of its true nature until I had it on the deck of my ship. Then I heard its voice. Swim! It shrieked, and my crew must have heard it too, for they covered their ears and panic spread among them. Run! Swim! Fly! Away from here! As fast as you can. It's coming. It will surely catch us. What is coming? I asked. Why ask? No time, no difference. It will find you. Don't stop to wonder. Swim, run, fly. With this, the thing lunged forward with force enough to break itself against the deck. It gasped for a moment, and blood trickled from its gills. Still, we would not eat it. How could we? I just ordered it thrown overboard, but the words it spoke were not so easily cast aside. Don't ask, just run. No, I would rather stop and wonder than run without purpose, fearing what I cannot see until I swim blindly into my own demise. In a world of mystery, where no question has an easy answer, trust is a commodity more valuable than oil or gold. Mira knew this. She was wiser than us all. I've always been inclined to be suspicious, to allow indecision to fester until it becomes fear. Fear is to curiosity as a bridle is to a wild horse. But Mira, she acted on her gut. Even when glistening yellow teeth peered up from beneath the icy waters and whispered promises of sanctuary, she could discern beyond any shadow of a doubt the truth in those words. Me? I was scared. I wanted to look away, or flee, or kill the thing for it killed us. I had been scorned too often to believe a word of it. So, I put my trust in Mira, and surrendered the helm. Imagine my surprise when that hideous creature brought us safely to shore, and thereafter fed us with its catches. Without trust, we are directionless, doomed to drown in a sea of uncertainty. To see one's own vices manifest in the physical world is humbling. I am far from a perfect man, and well aware of my flaws. But still, I've always considered my curiosity to be one of my more admirable traits. Slowly I learn it's more of a double-edged sword than it is a benevolent blessing. Others like me, I've been shown, will let their curiosity drive them to obsession. They cling to their hunches like barnacles on a rock, closing themselves off from doubt and never once reevaluating their position. Soon their penchant for discovery is replaced with an unmovable resolve that they have all the answers they need. Yet still they reach forth, grasping at the endless abyss before them to no avail. Aye, they've forgotten what it is they were searching for to begin with. Now content to feel anything at all. I almost pity them. To remain in the same place forever, either physically or in a state of mind. What an evil doom it must be. I would warn anyone who reads this, be they unburdened by the knowledge of enigmorphs or otherwise, against the dangers of impulsivity. I have preached the importance of decisiveness, but temper your instincts. The world of the unknowable has no place for such mortal vices. But not all that makes us human makes us weak. Love, compassion, trust. These things set us apart from the darkness that slithers below. I think they envy it. Some small part of the black heart that beats somewhere within the endless spines longs to feel what we do, what they do. So again, I urge you not to act with haste, to lash out and bite at all that moves. Leave this behavior to the denizens of the deep. There are friends to be made in the most unlikely of places, and love found where even light and warmth are scarce. In our darkest hour, we will call upon our mortal vices to give us strength. It is what has kept them alive and fighting for so long. Don't trust crabs. Now, there ain't no way I can say this so that I don't sound like a rambling, half-in-the-bottle old nut, but there it is. The crabs are the messengers, the hoarders of forgotten knowledge. She sends them out, has them comb the seabeds and pick through the ruins that lay hidden in the murk. They know not what they seek, but nonetheless, they bring everything back to her. And she rewards them, too. Mind the ones bearing marks of prestige. They do their jobs better than any of their constituents. I think these are what my father referred to as enigmorphs, or some variety of them. A helpless mortal vessel playing host to the will of a much more powerful and far more dangerous being. They are, all of them, an extension of her many-fingered hands, reaching out across all her domain so that no deed, no matter how small, goes unnoticed. I address you now directly, reader, as I feel I must make clear some things that, even to me, have remained ambiguous. You seek the enigmorphs, and I can now begin to make sense of all that I have seen throughout my travels. Enigmorphs, described in this journal as a manner of being given life by the will of the ancient and the immortal. Such things I have seen, referred to my log regarding the cormorant or the spider crab. Perhaps the crown of thorns is herself another type of enigmorph. More likely she is the ancient and immortal being imposing her will on those mortal creatures that now serve her. Now allow me to introduce to you another anomaly. The fish folk, or merfolk, whatever you'd like to call them. These creatures are not so corrupt and vile as the enigmorphs, almost as natural in this world as you or me. See my log about the grouper or the beluga. But I have found that even these creatures can be twisted and reshaped by the will of the crown of thorns, broken beyond recognition, and more dangerous than any enigmorph. Of these creatures I seldom speak, for I am fortunate not to have met many. They live deep, deep below the waves, in the infinite dark. Blind, hungry, unmoving, they wait. Whatever swims within their reach will suffice. They do not discern prey, be it too small or larger than they. They crave sustenance, and anything that can fit into their gaping maw will do.
Argyle is slowly immersing himself within the world of the Enigmorphs, and we'll check in on more of his journal next week. For now, let's have a look at the much-anticipated evolution to Mozzie and Magikarp. I'm actually super excited to share this one with you guys. So, as I mentioned last week, Magikarp is my favorite Pokemon. However, I've never quite loved Gyarados as much. The concept is still my favorite part of the whole line, an unassuming, measly fish that is so common it's annoying, that evolves into a massive and powerful dragon after working hard enough at achieving its goal. Now, I love this story, and it remains to this day one of the most clever Pokemon concepts to ever grace the series, at least in my opinion. But visually, Gyarados just doesn't appeal to me that much. There's nothing objectively wrong with its design, I don't love the lockjaw, the scrunched nose, and those generic Gen 1 eyes. Only subjective nitpicks, really, but when I set out to design my own version of Gyarados, I knew I wanted to change those things. Incorporating some ancient Mesoamerican sculpture motifs into the design went a long way towards making Gyarados more self-indulgent, carrying over the theme of Magikarp being underappreciated, but this time emphasizing intrinsic value as well as strength in battle. I liked the idea of this gross, dull-looking fish evolving into a mythical ancient dragon literally made of gold and encrusted with jewels. Money-grubbing fishermen may try to catch these monsters to no avail, but if you really want the treasure, you have to approach it from a different angle. Catch a Magikarp, as frustratingly weak as they may be, and love it and care for it until the idea of its monetary value is no longer your reason to have it evolve. Hell, you may not even want it to evolve. Maybe at a certain point, you realize that you love it enough the way it is. But if not here, your love and attention is rewarded with a giant golden dragon with a busted ability. Gyarados, Mozzian form, the dragon idol Pokemon. Fishermen come to Mazza from all corners of the globe for a chance to catch the legendary Mozzian Gyarados. Their temper matches that of their Cantonian cousins, but unlike other Gyarados, those found in Mazza are covered in gold scales worth a king's ransom. However, less than 10 people have ever been known to catch a wild Gyarados. Expert fishermen, however, know that there's an easy trick to securing such riches. Of course, those who would spend time with their Magikarp, caring for it until it evolves, never think to exploit their Pokemon for profit. That's it for week 2. I hope that you all enjoyed the new stories and illustrations, and the new evolution for Mozzie and Magikarp. We've got more Pokemon on the way, so stay tuned for weeks 3 and 4. Finally, we'll wrap up this week by taking a look at some of the work that subjectively fans have been doing for Mermay. If you'd like to submit your own artwork for a chance to be featured in this video, be sure to join our Discord and post your artwork in the Mermay channel. Don't forget to include a watermark or a signature on everything you submit. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Enjoy the next week of Mermay, and I will see you all in the next video.